So we're here today with Afeez, the co-founder of Donate NG. Thank you so much for making the time today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So let's just start with talking about what exactly is Donate NG.
Donate NG is a crowdfunding portal. It's a website where people who need funds meet people who wants to donate. It's just like a bridge between people who need money and people who have money to donate. So that's basically what Donate NG is.
Okay, so basically if I have any problem that I would like to solve and I do not have the sufficient funds to be able to solve it,
Okay.
I can come to Donate NG and you will provide me or give me access to other people who are willing
Yes.
to donate.
Exactly.
So how do you authenticate the people that come to you and say that I have such and such a problem? Because it's a very delicate matter for other people to be able to trust that their money is actually being used for what it says that it's being used for, right?
Yes, we have a validation process and a team that ensures that for every of the projects that goes onto our website, the validation process is being adhered to. Now, if you come to the website, you have to register as a user or as an organization, a charity organization or a business organization. You just have to register. Now, as a user, you have to provide some basic information, your name, your phone number, and a few other information. Now, once you raise a project, it comes to the back end where we have a team that examines this project to see if we can publish it or request for more information from you. Let's take, for example, you come onto the site and say, my child is sick and needs funding for treatment. What we do is you need to send us some documents like the national ID or the voter's registration card or the photo page of your international passport to validate that you are who you say you are. Now, to validate your claim, you need a report from a doctor, from an hospital. The report must be written on the letter-headed paper of the hospital. And then we will have to confirm with the hospital if your claims are genuine. Now, after the funds have been raised, we don't pay to a third party in case you are raising the funds on behalf of someone else. We pay directly to the person that needs the funds. And so in some instances, if it has to do with paying hospital bills, we pay directly to the hospitals. So that's how we ensure that fraud is at the barest minimum.
Okay, so I have a problem.
Okay.
I come to you and explain what the problem is. And,
Okay.
you validate the problem. What happens next?
Now, once your claims are validated, we publish. We approve that project, and then it goes on to the main site. So everybody can now see all over the world. And then we work with you. We send you a series of emails to advise you on how you can, what you can do to gain traction to your page on our site. And then we also put it on our social media pages. And then we encourage our donors to donate to your project. And the same way we follow you on social media and ensure that you are doing the right thing. We give you advice, we call you, we send you SMS, use every platform available to advise you on what you can do to ensure that you get traction to your page. And the more traction you get, obviously, the more people you will get to donate. And then after that, after the expiration of your project, we now do a report, a comprehensive report involving how much was raised, how the monies were raised, which payment platforms were used to collect the money. You see all that report. You see bank charges You will see every deductions that were made along the line to arrive at that total amount of money that you are going to be receiving. This will be sent to you. You will have to review. Once you review and get back to us that you are satisfied with it, then you provide your account number or the account number that the money will be remitted to. And within 24 hours, we remit.
How do you actually set the amount of money that can be raised? Because I can imagine, for example, if it's a health issue, the hospital will say, okay, this is going to be the bill, and then that's what you're going to raise, right? But I know that you raise funds for very varied different types of projects. For example, a political campaign. How do you set that kind of donation?
By default, the highest you can go is 5 million naira. That's the highest you can go when you go to the website, register, and try to set up your campaign. The highest you can go is 5 million. And if you need to go higher than that, you will have to inform us. And then from the back end, we will have to impute the amount of money that you want. Because we have realized that most of the issues that people come for issues that are resolved with less than 5 million. But some people come onto the site and they say they need 10 million, hoping that if they say 10 million, then they will raise 5 million. But it really doesn't work that way. You have to state specifically how much you want. So once you come and say, this is how much I want, in the process of review, we will have some communications with you where we'll say, is this truly how much you need, or you're just making it large so that you can get traction or what? Then we'll work with you, advise you. And then we always encourage people that do not limit your fundraising to only Donate NG. We assume that you are doing some other things offline to be able to raise those funds as well. So do not put all your eggs in one basket. Yes, on Donate NG you have the reach. You're able to reach the whole world, but you should not relax. You should not relent. You can go out and do fundraisers. You can host a football match. You can do some other things, to be able to raise funds. Those are the kinds of things that we advise people to be able to do. It's not only just coming to Donate NG and then you raise a project and you go to sleep, thinking that you'll get traction and Donate NG will do all the work. Yeah, Donate NG will do part of the work, but the bulk of the work must come from you. You must take the lead, and we will follow you.
What does the experience look like for the people that are donating?
The donors are wonderful people. They are really, really, really wonderful people. Actually, fundraising has always been in our culture. While I was growing up, I knew when the entire community would come together, raise money to send a child to school. That in itself was, crowdfunding. But as time goes on, everything is going digital, and because of the internet reach that Nigeria has been able to attain, we thought that it will be a lot better if you can, use the expansion of the internet in Nigeria to be able to reach more people, to gather funds to help people in need. Now, because of the processes that we have put in place, there are like 4 or 5 different payment platforms that you can use. So no matter what, if you are in Nigeria, you must find one that will be easy for you. And if you are abroad, you must find one that will be easy for you. However, we are working to make it better because we still have a lot of people that are unbanked in Nigeria. Still have a lot of people who don't use online payment platform for obvious reasons, fraud. That's the only challenge that we have for the people who are donating. So what we're trying to do is work with mobile operators so that we can do donate by SMS. That's the next level that we are going. We are still in talks with the major providers in Nigeria to be able to achieve this, to make it very, very easy for other people. But we still have a lot of people who prefer to go to the bank and deposit.
I believe it.
A lot of people still do that, and it's a challenge for us. It's a challenge for us, and then we keep encouraging people to move away from that to go to online donations. You know, the way our process is, the moment you use online donations, automatically the page is updated with your donation, with your name, so that whoever the owner of the project can click and see the number of people that have donated and how much they have donated, real time. But if you go to the bank and deposit, we will have to validate with the bank, get some more information before we can then update it on our site. So the major problem with people donating are people who don't want to use the online donations. But save that, it's seamless.
So you've mentioned that there are 5 platforms through which people can pay, right?
Yes.
Which are those?
We have PayPal, we have Paystack, we have GTB, we have InterSwitch, and then of course you can go to the bank and drop your money.
Oh yeah, okay. So do I have to be a Nigerian, or do I have to be in Nigeria to make a donation?
No. That's why we have PayPal and Paystack for people who are outside of the country. PayPal, we all know what PayPal is, and Paystack is owned by a Nigerian colleague. He's a friend, and we are using his platform also. That the platform accepts all kinds of cards all over the world.
Okay. So I love that you talked about how crowdfunding has always been a part of our culture.
Yeah.
Because initially, like when you hear crowdfunding, it sounds like a buzzword. It sounds like, oh my God, technology. It can be very intimidating. But when I started to read about it, I was like, hey, we've been doing this all our lives.
Yes.
It's just that now it's been digitized, right?
Yes.
That's amazing. So where exactly did you get the idea to do it, and to do it at maybe such a big scale?
There are 4 of us. 3 other people are based abroad. I am the only one in Nigeria. And I've known Shego, who is one of the co-founders, for about 25 years, since we were back in school. And then we've been doing things together, and I was used to volunteering and donating blood, things that has to do with giving. I've always loved it. They conceptualized the idea while abroad. There were people, they've always come across people who needed money. And if you are conversant with Nigerian social media, there is always somebody who needs money, and people are posting about it, putting up the account number of the person and asking people to donate. I have donated before several times, but the question has always been, how am I sure that this money is for what they claim it is for? And how do I know how this money is to be utilized? And how many people donated? How much was realized? If you follow through, all you will see is, okay, this person needs money, please donate, we donate, and then eventually they come and say, yes, we've realized the money. How much exactly was realized? Nobody knows. I have always bothered about this, but because, I don't have the resources, so I just, think about it. How do we solve this problem? As at the same time, I guess they were thinking about it as well. But because they had the resources, they started it. And then the first case was a little girl, Kende, who was battling cancer. And then they needed to get donations for her. Now, they reached out to Kende's parents that they were willing to raise monies for her. But the thing is that they needed to validate. So they called me. Since I am the only one in Nigeria, they called me and said, Afeez, can you please check out this thing and validate it? We want to put it on a new website that we are building. And I was like, oh, really? You guys are building a new website? Okay, what is it about? Got more information. I said, sign me up. So I for that project, I did the run around. I visited Kenya's parents. I was like, I became their financier, their support base. I was doing a lot of things. I would go there when they are down. I have to bring them up. I took the children out in some instances on their birthdays. I got them gifts, and then eventually we were able to raise like 80% of the funds, I think. And then we handed it over to them. We now made a lot of noise about it, put it on social media, and that was like the beginning of the journey. Immediately we did that, several online medias came across it, and then they started sharing, and people started knowing about Donate NG. So it's been a blessing, really. It's been a blessing. It's been real blessing.
I'm very curious. We've already talked about what it is to trust that the person that's getting the money is going to use that money for the specific purpose. But how was it also for the donors to trust Donate NG?
Yes, trust is the number one issue for anything online, especially in Nigeria. Trust, because we've had situations that we have even celebrities come out to support a cause and encourage everybody, all their followers, to donate. Eventually, you'll see that at some point, the celebrity will just say, oh, at this point, I am removing my hands, because he or she has seen a measure of fraud in what he or she is supporting. So, what we have done is to report back on our website that, oh, the money that was donated, this was what it was used for. We have our blog page where we regularly update donors on how their monies have been used. And then we also work with several online media to get our information out, so that donors can really see that, oh, their monies are not being misused. They are going to the actual causes that they are donating for. So over time, this information had made people trust Donate NG. Although we have several other platforms that are coming up, but because of what we have been able to achieve and the level of information that we've been able to push out to donors, they trust us. As it is, I get a lot of calls every day of people saying, oh, I heard about you guys, I also have a challenge, or I know somebody who has a challenge, just from out of the blues. They just call and say, oh, I got to know somebody referred me to Donate NG. How do I go about this? And then I have to sit with them, work things up with them and try to get them on the platform. So information. The more information you throw out, the more people will get to accept you. If you don't give them information, they will assume that Donate NG, is collecting the money and spending it. But because we are giving feedback, information all the time, they have come to trust us.
I love that. So what are actually the costs of running the platform, and how do you guys stay sustainable?
Yeah, for now, Donate NG is still self-funded by the founders, and of course we collect 2% as our processing fee. 2% of the whole money that's been raised. We just take 2% for our processing fee. This will help us keep the site running and also be able to pay one or two bills. For now, we are not making profit, but at least we are happy that we are making an impact.
what would you say has been your biggest learning?
If you are going into business, especially the kind of business that we are into, there's so much information on the social media about how to run your business, how to become an entrepreneur. I can tell you, do not listen to that. There are so many things that you have to go through, so many things that you have to endure, so many places that you have to be, so many people that you have to meet that they won't tell you on social media. They just tell you, oh, if you want to become an entrepreneur, you have to be able to do X, Y, Z. But the person that has written that did that because of the way he or she was able to run his or her own business. Now, it's not a one-size-fits-all. It's not at all. It's not. Maybe the person that wrote that is running a bakery, and you want to run a restaurant, or you want to do an online business. You can't take everything that person has said and apply it to your business. But one thing that is common across is perseverance. Persevere. You are going to come to a time when you will sit down in the middle of the night and think, am I doing the right thing? Am I sure this is what I want to do? Am I going to succeed at this? Now, if you are able to move beyond that, that's when you will now open your eyes and be able to see. If you are able to answer that question at that moment, that may be like your eureka moment. Because it is very difficult doing business in Nigeria. And I guess I've read a lot of stories about Africa. It's quite very difficult. Our line of business has, trust issues, fraud, regulations that you have to abide by. All those things put forward is energy sapping. Sometimes when you sit in the middle of the night and think about how the business is going, what kind of impact you are making, you will feel as if the whole of your energy has been taken away, has been zapped. But you have to scale beyond that. You have to know what you want to do, the value that you are adding. Sometimes when I sit down at night and think about, we're not making money in this business, we're just putting in money for all these years. But when I think about that child who was able to get that treatment that they need because of what I have done, it's fulfilling, really. It's fulfilling. You have to find what makes that thing you are doing fulfilling. If you're not fulfilling, my friend, do something else. You need to be fulfilled. And it doesn't have to be money. Money will eventually come when you are making a difference, when you are creating a value for other people. Money will come. I run other businesses beside Donate NG. I've been able to go through all the hurdles, and I can tell you, the moment whatever you are doing is adding some value, you will make money. But you have to persevere. You have to work hard. You have to be attentive. You have to listen to other people. Listen to what is happening in your environment. And then you can now use that to help your business, to strategize your business. That is when you can now get the fulfillment that you want. Money will come, but if you are looking at money from the beginning of the business, I am sorry, you need to do something else, my friend.
Thank you for sharing that. And having said that, my final question would be, what is your advice for young Nigerians today?
Nigeria is a very difficult place. Not because there are no opportunities, but because we are so used to a certain way of thinking. I can't blame young people for that because of what they have had to learn from when they were young. But you need to look beyond looking for money. Yes, money is important, but value. Try to add value to other people's lives. Add value. By adding value to other people's lives, you're adding value to your life. Because it is value that makes you to wake up in the morning and want to do that thing that you're doing. If it is money, money will not come immediately. Then if it is money you are looking for, you are going to have to be doing a lot of things, and you'll be changing whatever you are doing every 6 months. You do this, after 6 months you're not making money, you move on to the next thing. But if you are looking for the value, what value am I going to be adding to people's lives? The moment you start seeing that value, you will want to keep up doing it. You want to wake up and continue doing what you're doing. So look for value. Once you're adding value, people will get to know you for what you are doing. And then afterwards, money will come. And then the next thing will be sustainability. Once you get the break, how do you sustain? Make sure you are authentic. Do whatever you are doing, make sure it's not something you saw other people doing. You may not have passion for it. But if you have passion for it, make sure it is unique. What you are selling must be unique. It must be different. That is why Donate NG is Donate NG. There are other people that have sprung up over the years onto the crowdfunding business. Some of them have come and gone. Maybe they thought that Donate NG was making a lot of money, and then they eventually enter and they don't see money. Some of them have come and gone. Some are still coming up. Some have been sustained, really. But if you don't have a passion and you're not adding any value, don't do that thing. Go back, sit down, and look for that thing that you really love to do. Turn it into a business, and the sky will be your limit.
Thank you so much for sharing, Afeez.
Yeah, you're welcome.